We did 4.1 and finished we finished exercise 1, and I asked you to try second one at home. So can you go ahead and do this second exercise and put it on the chat when you have it ready? These questions are just very elementary applications of the loop idea. And I expect all of you to be able to do this. Okay, let me check the chat. Okay, Christine has the right solution. Okay, checking Christopher. Yes, it is right. Christopher's solution is right. I'm checking Alexandra's. It is correct, but your curly bracket should be indented. The whole block should be indented, the brackets included. I only had 4 so far. Nobody else has a solution? You have to try, you know, I mean, all of you should try and do the best you can. Otherwise, you're not going to understand. You're not going to learn. Ismail, your loop control condition, the condition you write inside the parentheses next to while is called loop control, and that loop control is wrong in your program. See if you can figure out what is wrong. That was for Ismail Chamorro. I'm looking at Jean Mercier's solution. Okay, it's correct, very good. But everything in the while loop should be indented, including the brackets. The brackets should be indented. Okay, I have Vicky Jiang solution. Num times 3. It is correct, very good. Vicky's solution is correct. Razia. Razia's solution is wrong because you're not writing anything on the screen. You need a cout statement to write what we need to write. Okay, Ismail, yeah, your new solution is correct, but you didn't indent the loop block. Everything after the while should be indented. Everything in the loop should be indented, so remember that. Okay, I'm looking at Razia's. It is correct now, but the brackets are not indented. They should be indented. All right, that's good. But still, there are quite a few students not even trying, not trying anything. All right, I got Amy Mendoza. See out done and equal to type C. Okay, that's correct, except that you didn't indent the things in the loop. Okay, Razia has the solution correct now. All right, so I'm going to go that on the board now, just to make sure everybody gets it. So I need a variable to hold. So whenever you're doing something like this, a series of numbers you're going to print in this case, you need a variable starting at this number, very first number. So I'm going to do that. So I start int n equal to 3. That's the first number we need to write. And then I need a loop to repeatedly write, and therefore I'll write the while statement. You can wait to figure out what the loop control will be, and go ahead, and the curly bracket around the statements should be indented. So what I need to do first is see out the value 3. N has the 3, I need to see out that. And then ENDL to go to the next line. And then I need to change the N. So N equal to N. So if you look at the numbers, 3 to 9 and 9 to 27, that's multiple by 3. So multiply by 3 to get the next number. So N equal to N times 3 will do it. Each number multiplied by 3 is the next number, and then close the bracket. So this will work, and now you can figure out while what condition, loop control condition should be what. Well, n goes all the way to 729. So therefore, we need to say, as long as n is less than or equal to 729, keep doing this. We need equal sign, otherwise, if I say n less than 729, then number less than 729 will be printed, but then n becomes equal to 729 at one point. And when it is equal to 729, this condition becomes false and it will not write 729. The loop will end when n becomes 729. So we have to include equal sign so that it will print 729. You have to make sure all the numbers, everything you need to do is done before the loop terminates. So let's discuss something here. If I miss the brackets, like in the if statement, if you don't have this bracket, then only one statement is in the loop. So while n less than or equal to 729, if I say cout n ENDL and write n equal to n times 3, what I missed here is the brackets. So what will happen now? Anybody?
We will see how it will be printed.
Uh, only 3 will be printed. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it going to just print the 3 and then proceed to the next line of the program?
I'm not sure. My bad.
I think it's gonna print the N and then do the next line, but it won't do the loop.
You're saying, okay, it'll print the 3 because of this CF statement, and then it'll do this n equal to n times 3, but it won't repeat. That's what you
Yeah.
said, right? That's not quite right. the loop will be still looped. It's going to repeat.
Wouldn't it be a infinite loop?
Infinite loop, exactly.
It would keep going.
Exactly. It's an infinite loop. Infinite loop doing what? What do you think will happen?
It's just gonna keep printing the same number. So in this
Which
case, it
is
would be three.
three, right? It's going to keep printing the three on new lines forever. In other words, what would you see if you run this program? You're going to see three on the screen, and all the three below, and another three below it, another three below it, and then all of them will be running up because it's printing more threes. So it'll be rolling on the screen, going up, and that'll be going on forever. And it's infinite loop, printing three all the time. And so the only way to stop that is to either to control, you know, yeah, press all those buttons to terminate program, you know, in your Windows environment, control, delete, alt, delete, all that. That's the only way. And if it is a Mac, you know, you don't even have the control, alt, delete. You have to turn off the computer. So that infinite loop happens just because you missed the bracket. So you have to pay attention to that and avoid getting into that. So by putting the bracket, because this, if the n equal to n times 3 is not there, then this c out n is the only statement in the loop. And so it'll repeatedly execute c out n, which will print the 3 over and over. If you put the bracket, then the 3 is changing to 9 and 27 and so on. And therefore now it'll become 729 at one point, and after that loop will terminate. So you need to make sure loop will terminate, and also it'll do everything you need to do before terminating. All right, so let's see an application now. Um, Assume that 4% tax is charged on every item sold in the supermarket. Write a program that will prepare a tax table showing 1 through 6 in the first column with the increment of 50 cents, and the tax amount on the second column. Okay, so basically we need to prepare a tax table. So let me show you on the board what exactly what we need, and then we will write the program. What we need to have is a table that shows two-column information. First column has to be titled with price, and then a second column that says tax. And in the first column, you need to put $1 as the first price, and the tax amount, 4% of that is 0.04 cents. The tax amount is always 4%. So now you need to change the price to 150, and the tax amount changes, 4% of it is 0.06. And then it changes to $2 and 0.08. And he had to keep writing all these all the way to $6. And the tax for that is 0.24. This two-column report is what we need. So we need to write a program that will produce this. All right, so where do we begin? We begin with the float type value price equal to 1. Price is going to begin at 1. And then tax will have to be calculated later. And so that's my declaration. After that, I need to write this title, price and the tax. That has to be written before the loop, because if you write that inside the loop, you'll be writing that over and over. You don't want to write title over and over. So I'm going to see out the title, price. I can just put one double-quoted statement here with the price \T to tab, and then tax, and then \N to make it go to new line. You had to go to new line before writing the numbers. So therefore, I put that first. So that's going to write the two titles. The tab is because after writing the price, if you tab over, it'll go to the next tab position. So I'm going to put the two things on the two tab positions. Now the loop begins, we're going to repeatedly write those things. So we need to have loop. So while something is true, I'll just leave the condition for now to figure out later. Inside, I need two statements. So curly bracket, and tax needs to be computed equal to price times 0.04. And then now the cout statement. The cout statement has to write the price first. So price goes first so that it goes under the title price. Then I have to put a tab. So tab has to be in double quote, tab, and then another arrow, tax. I calculated the tax. Now, instead of calculating tax separately, I could have written price times 0.04 right here. It's not wrong to calculate right here in the CF statement. So write the tax and then ENDL. Make sure you put the ENDL so that after writing each line, it will go to the next line before writing the next. And so semicolon right there. And that basically does the job, except now the price has to be changed. Price has to be changed inside the, almost always it's at the bottom of the loop that you need to change the control variable. Price is the control variable of the loop. It starts at 1 and goes up to 6, and also it has to increment by 50 cents each time. So price needs to change here, equal to price plus 0.5, and then close. Okay, so price will be $1 initially, and the tax will be calculated on the price, and the price and the tax are written in 2 columns, and then it changes the price and goes up to the top. As long as this condition of the loop is true, it will calculate the tax on the new price. Now the price is new price. On the new price, it calculates the tax, and it'll write the new price and the new tax, and then price changes, and so on. So what should be the loop control condition? While what is true, this should continue. Anybody?
While price is equal to or less, equal to or less than 6.
Right, less than or equal to 6 is right. Very good. So while price is less than or equal to 6, this should be repeated. So when price equal to 6, it'll do it. And when the price goes 650 and the price becomes 650, it'll stop. So at that point, our table is ready. So that's how the program works. All right, moving on. Warm-up exercise. I want to see you write these. The first one says to print all the odd numbers from 1 to 100. Odd numbers doesn't mean you have to use modulus operator. These odd numbers can be generated simply by starting at 1. 1 is the first odd number. And then if you increment by 2, you'll get the next odd number. From 1 to 3, just add 2. From 3 to 5, add 2. So just add 2 to generate all of them. So let me see if you can write that. Okay, I see some chats. and Jacob. Okay, let me check the chats. Okay, yes, Alexandra has the right solution. For the first one, go on to the second. The first one is very easy. I expect all of you to be able to do that. Okay, I see Marco. See out non-equal numbers too. Okay, yes, that is correct. Marco has the right solution. So far I have two. And those who have written the first one, go on to the second one. Okay, Alexandra has solution for the second problem, and it is correct. Very good. Okay, Jean gave me a solution for the first problem, and it's correct. Very good. But you need to indent everything in the loop, including the brackets. Brackets need to be indented. Okay, Marco has solution for the second one, and it is correct. Very good. Razia, I'm looking at Razia's solution. No, Razia, your solution is incorrect. The first number you're going to write is not 1. It's going to be 3. Your program will start at 3, but we need to start at 1. Basically, you need to rearrange the statements inside the loop. You have them in the wrong order. The statements inside the loop have to be in the right order to get the results right. Okay, I'm looking at Jean's solution for second problem, and it is correct. Very good. Too many of you are not trying anything. You must try these problems, otherwise you will never learn. Okay, I'm looking at Michael's solution for number 2, and it is correct. Okay, Razia has sent me a new solution for the first problem. It is correct now. See, now you can see that it'll print the 1. I hope you can understand that difference. Only about 4 or 5 students have done them now out of 25 students. Only 5 students have written some solutions. That's not good enough. Okay, Alexis has given me solution for the first problem, and it is correct. Very good. Okay, Razia has given me solution for second problem, and it is correct. I'm now looking at Alexis' solution for second problem, and it is correct. Very good. All right, I'm going to go over the second question, which says, write a program that'll print all the numbers between 2 and 100 that are powers of 2. We need to write numbers that are powers of 2. The powers of 2 will be 2, and then 2 to the 2 will be 4, and 2 to the 3 will be 8. You know, those are the numbers we want to write. Okay, so I'm going to begin by setting int type variable n to number 2. I can begin at 2, or you can begin at 1 if you like, but then make sure you don't write the 1. You're supposed to start at 2. The writing should start at 2. I'm going to start at 2, and then while we'll figure out the loop control a little later. Control variable is going to be n, but control condition we can figure out later. And I need 2 statements inside, so I need curly bracket. The bracket should be indented. And I need to see out the number I have now, which is the 2. So see out n, and then ENDL. You have to make sure you go to the next line before writing next number. And then the n needs to change. So this will print the 2 right now. And after that, it should change to 4, the 2 to the 2, and then it should change to 2 to the 3. So how do you do that? Just by doing n times 2, going back to n. So n will change here to 2 to the 2 now. And after that, if I close the bracket, it'll go up and check the condition of the loop. And if the condition is true, it'll print the number and then change n to next one, which is 2 to the 3. See, n is already 2 to the 2. So if I multiply by another 2, it'll be 2 to the 3. So this will keep generating all the powers of 2 and writing them. So what should be the loop control? And as you can see, n goes up to 100, right? From 2 to 100, there are powers of 2. So everything under 100, there are powers of 2. 100 itself is not a power of 2. So 100 will not be written. So therefore, here the condition can be n less than 100. Is it wrong to write less than or equal to? No, because it'll never become equal to 100. So less than or equal or less will be same in this case. Both of them will work. And that will write all of them. Now, the last one, exercise 5, is very similar to the one we just did, but I can quickly do that. I need to start my variable. We are doing 15% of these numbers, 2, 6, 10 all the way to 50. I need to write those in the first column and 15% of those in the second column. And if you look at the numbers, the pattern is going up by 4. 2 to 6, 6 to 10, going up by 4. Okay, so that pattern we need to take advantage of. So the int n equal to, n begins at 2. I don't have to calculate the 15% and put it in a variable, so I'm not going to do that. I will just write while condition we'll figure out later. Inside, I need to see out the n, the value of n, and then tab. And after that, see out n times 0.15, 15% of that, ENDL. And then you need to change your n. So n needs to increase by 4, n equal to n plus 4, close. So after writing the 2 and the 15% of it in the next column, n will change to 6 here, and then it'll go up to the condition. If the condition is true, it'll write the new n, which is 6, and the 15% of that in 2 columns, and then n will change to 10. 6 plus 4 is 10, and so that'll do it. And so the loop control should be, anybody? What should be the loop control?
Less than or equal to 50.
What less than or
It's n.
n less than or equal to 50, right? N less than or equal to 50 is correct. And that'll do it. That's all we need. All right, so that finishes your section 4.1. And 4.2 is for loop. The for loop is, it's the same loop that we have been writing, but now we're going to write it using a different way of writing. That's all it is. So let me explain the for loop. For, you write the word for, and then you write expression 1. Expression 1 is usually the expression that initializes the control variable of the loop. Like in this example on the board, n starts at 2, and this last example on the board, n starts at 2 and goes up to 50. So the int n equal to 2, that's the one that will become expression 1, initializing the control variable. The control variable in this loop that I have on the board is n. So n initializing at 2, that will be the expression 1. Expression 2 will be the control condition, the condition that controls the loop. In the example on the board, n less than or equal to 50. That would be written here as expression 2. Expression 3 is usually the one that changes the control variable, which is n equal to n plus 4. So usually that variable that changes n would be the last statement within the loop. So usually the last statement, n equal to n plus 4 right here on the board. This is the last statement in the loop, changing the n. That would be the expression 3. So the way the loop executes is this. Expression 1 will be executed only once before beginning the loop, because it's supposed to be outside the loop. Expression 2 is the condition that it will be checking each time. Expression 3 will be executed as if it is at the bottom of the loop. So if you have many statements in the loop, expression 3 is the last one after all the statements in the loop. So if there's any other statement, any statement that needs to be repeated, that will be going here. If you have multiple statements to repeat, that they can go in brackets. And you still need to do the indentation same way you did for the while loop. So if you write this way with many statements, you can imagine expression 3 being the last one in this bracket, within the bracket. So this expression 1 is, expression 3 is basically one that would be right here at the bottom. That's where you will write it in the for loop. So can you write write it this way? Can you put that expression 3 at the bottom and not inside the parentheses? Yes, you can. Then if you have expression 1 and expression 2 only, but you have to have those semicolons. See the semicolon behind expression 1, semicolon behind expression 2, you need that. So if you have a blank here, that's okay. If you have a blank for the third part right there, that's okay. You have that down here at the bottom. So things like that can be done, but the purpose of for loop is to have them this way. So it'll be clearer for a reader if you put them all in the parentheses. Okay, so to show you a quick example, I'm going to convert my while loop on the board to a for loop. So if I'm writing this last thing in the program, the last program, as a for loop, then it will begin with the word for and int n equal to 2. The declaration of n as int, if you do that here, you can actually do that here in the loop. Then the n will be only recognized within this loop as a integer variable. It won't be recognized outside the loop. So if you want this n to be used throughout the program, then you may want to declare the n at the top of the program. Int n equal to 2, that's the initializing of the control variable, comma, semicolon, n less than or equal to 50 goes here, loop control, and semicolon, n equal to n plus 4, parentheses. Only statement remaining in the body of the loop is cout statement, so that'll become your statement inside the loop. Cout n, and then tab, n times 15%, ENDL. And you only have one statement in the loop, so no need for brackets. So when you have one statement in the loop, you don't need bracket, and don't write the bracket. You know, it will just make it harder for a reader unnecessarily. Okay, so let me read this, explain to you why this is called for loop, because it reads, this entire line reads as if it's English. Basically, it says for n going from 2 to 50, incrementing by 4 each time, do this. That's what it says. For n going from 2 to 50, incrementing by 4 each time, cout n. So it basically, you know, reads as if it's English with a 4 in the front. It makes the program shorter, and also when your control variable is clear, you know, clearly start somewhere and end somewhere and increment by a certain amount, this loop is convenient to write instead of having to write the while loop. But other than that, there's no other benefit. It often makes the program shorter, and so it's also easier to write when there is a loop control variable. When there is no loop control variable, there are loops in which there is no specific variable that's controlling the whole thing. Even then, the for loop applies. And when we run into that, I will explain that. Okay, so let's understand next that every for loop can be written as while loop. Every while loop can be written as for loop. So it's just an option. So here is how a for loop. If this is the for loop, that can be changed to while loop in the following way. N equal to 1 goes to the expression 1 goes before the loop, and the expression 2, which is the control condition, goes inside the while, and n equal to n plus 1 is at the bottom. And that's how it'll be doing. When the for loop is executed also, it will do this n equal to 1 only one time. N less than or equal to 10 will be checked each time through the loop. This will be done as if it is at the bottom of the loop. So only after the cout is executed, this will be executed. So n will be incrementing. After that, n will be checked against 10. Then the cout will be executed, and then n will be incrementing. You know, the way while loop works, it'll work the same way. Okay, so let's see. Um, yeah, I already explained you using the previous page that every for loop can be written as while loop, every while loop can be written as for loop. So let's go to the next example. This loop of n going, I already wrote an example on the board, but let me go with this. The program that writes all the numbers from 1 to 10 on the screen, that was written with the while loop this way, and that can be now written as for loop in this way. For n going from 1 to 10, incrementing by 1 each time, see out n, as simple as that. Now, if you want to move the n equal to 1 before the loop, you can do that, int n equal to 1. Then you still have to have a blank space with a semicolon next to it. There are 2 semicolons you're supposed to have. You must have both semicolons. If you move around those statements, the expressions within the for loop to some other place, you can do that, but you have to have a blank with a semicolon inside the for loop. The 2 semicolons inside the for loop are required. All right, go on to the next example. Now, the example we wrote before of finding the smallest number that's just over 200, which is power of 3. To find, let me go over that on the board again. We did go over that before, but let me quickly do that on the board. To generate all the numbers that are power of 3, and then figure out which one is, we want the number that is power of 3 and closest to 200 but larger than 200. So to do that, what we do is we start at int n equal to 3, and then while n less than or equal to 200, because we want to generate all the numbers that are powers of 3 under 200. So when we go over 200, we need to stop the loop. So therefore, while n is under 100, under 200, you want to do n equal to n times 3. So n starts at 3. So in first value is 3. And then this condition is true. So loop starts and it'll do this. So n becomes 9 now. And 9 is now compared to 200. It is under 200. So it'll multiply by 3 to make it 27. And 27 is still under 200. Multiply by 3, it'll make it 81. And 81 is still under 200. It will multiply by 3 again. That'll make it 243. And when it is 243, it is now over 200. So this loop is, this condition is false, so loop terminates. When the loop terminates, we have the number. The number we are looking for was the power of 3, that is just over 200, and 243 is the answer. So when the loop ends, n has the answer, so C out, and this is after the loop. There's only one statement in the loop. This C out is outside the loop. Okay, so if I want to write that as a for loop, then it'll be for int n equal to 3, semicolon, n less than or equal to 200, and semicolon, n equal to n times 3. And if I do that, there is nothing else in the body of the loop. See, n equal to n times 3 was the only one we had inside the loop. And that has gone here as expression 3. So there's nothing else. This is it. The loop is, all of the loop is right here inside the for. N starts at 3, goes up to 200, multiply n by 3 each time to get the new n. All that is right here. So how do we tell the system there's nothing else? If I write C out n, and if I write C out n next to it, it will treat this as part of the loop, the way it is. C out n will be part of the loop, and we don't want that. So how do we say that? We put the at the end of this for, if I put semicolon, that indicates that this loop ends right here. Everything in the loop is inside the for. That's what it means. So this way, the cout n will not be executed. If I don't put the semicolon here, if the semicolon is missing, then cout n is inside the loop. And if the cout n is inside the loop, what do you think the outcome will be? If I don't have that semicolon.
It will print all the numbers 3, 9, 27, and 81.
Right, all the numbers starting at 3 to 243, all the numbers will be printed because n equal to 3, after n equal to 3 is executed, it's going to do this if it is inside. So it's going to print the 3. Then it will do this. N equal to 3 means this condition is true, so therefore it'll print. Then it'll do this, which means n becomes 9, and then it'll compare the condition. It is true, so it'll print again. So it'll print all these numbers that you see here. And we don't want that. Whenever you are finding an answer, only the answer should be printed. Printing other numbers will make the user confused, and so you shouldn't do that. Only 243 should be printed. So therefore, what we need to correct the mistake is a semicolon next to the 4. That'll make it work. Okay, so we have a warm-up exercise. All right, we don't have time to have you do it, so I'm going to go over one of them. Write a program. I'm doing the second one. Write a program to determine the number that is a power of 5 and closest but under 2500. Okay, so see this program here on the screen finds a number that is over 200 but closest to 200. Okay, so let me ask you a question on that problem. So here the numbers go from 3, initially 3, right? And then 9 and so on. So the numbers generated by this will be all these: 3, 9, 27, 81, 243. And we wanted only the 243. So we printed that by this program. The program written on the board is printed as 243. What if I want the number that is closest to 200, but under 200? And what is that number on the board here? Which number will be the answer, if that's the question?
81.
81.
81 is the answer. But if I want to print that, then how do I change this program? That's basically the question.
You'd have to put less than instead of less than or equal to.
Okay, the condition changes to less than instead of less than or equal to. Okay, less than 200. Is that going to print 81?
No, it's still going to print the other numbers.
Right, because whether it's less or less than or equal, it'll never be equal to 200. It'll be 81 and then 243. So it'll still print 243. It's going to. Okay. Anybody else has an answer? Okay. Let me explain. It's going to print 243 the way it is, right? I need to take a step back. I cannot, some common wrong answer is to write n greater than 200. If you write n greater than 200, loop will never start because initially n is 3 and that's not over 200. Loop will never start. So that's not a solution. So here is what you need to do. We just need to take a step back. The value n has when the loop ends is 243, right? We just want to say go back one step. How do we do that? 243 to 81. What do I have to do to get the 81? How do I get 81 from 243? Just 81 times 3 is 243, right? So 243 divided by 80, divided by 3 will be 81. That's the only way to get back to that. So instead of printing n, instead of couting n, I need to say n over 3. Everybody understand?
Yes.
Yes, that'll print the 81. That's That's all we need to understand today. So your assignment link is already up, and your 4.1, the remaining problem in 4.1, and all of the all of the problems in 4.2, even numbered ones, are due. And it is all, I have written those numbers on the link, so you can click at the link to find out what it is you need to do. And the our next class, I mean, you're all off for the entire next week for spring break. So our next class will be April 5th, Monday, April 5th. If you are going to, if you are planning to go somewhere for the spring break, then you may want to do your assignment beforehand, and submit it and then leave. Otherwise, it's going to be due at 8 a.m. the day after the day you come back. So you don't want that. You don't want to take chances. So finish it before leaving if you're going to be leaving. No project due. And remember, any project you should start early so that you have a chance to get help. Future projects are going to be harder. As we proceed, things are going to get harder and harder. And so if you keep the habit of starting late, you will never finish those assignments. So in the future, start early and ask for help if you need it. All right, so enjoy the break, everybody, and I'll see you April 5th. Have a nice break.
Thank you too.
Bye, Professor.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye now.
Professor, can I talk to you after everyone leaves?
Okay, yes.
I have two questions, right? Number one, right, if somebody like like were to need help, where could I find you? You said office hours, right?
Office hours is the best way. I'm always there waiting for anybody to show up.
So it's like this regular Zoom link that we use right now, same Zoom link.
Yeah, there's the link I send you for the office hour. You can use that same link for any office hour. So today I have one at 2 o'clock.
Okay, where do I find the office hours link? Where do I find it?
Okay, if you don't have it, I'd say I send you by email. And if you don't have the email, you can always go to the Blackboard messages. And if you go down through the messages, one of the message will say, here's the link for the office hour.
Okay, also I have another question.
Yeah.
On homework number 10, right? You, let me just pull it up real quick. Who is Xavier Rocha?
Okay, yeah,
Roja?
yeah, those two, that's the one that's matching yours. That's why I put the name, but it may not be the same person who copied from you or who you copied from, because
No,
there are,
but I don't know anybody in the class, so I'm confused. I don't know who that is.
okay, you don't have to know that person, but when you pass on your solution to somebody, that person is going to pass it on to others. So many people have that same solution, not just one. Okay, so I had to put one name, so I put that one name. But there are whoever took your program or you took program from is there in my list, and all of them got 0 for the assignment. You're not the only one.
You see, that's my confusion because I didn't send anything out, and I don't know anybody here. So that's that's my confusion. Like I don't know who that person is.
Okay, I don't know what happened, but it is identical to yours. Everything is,
One
identical.
thing I was thinking, right? I was thinking like, okay, right? Let's say, okay, if 10 kids get the answer correct, right? Are they accused of cheating because they all have the same, similar code? Is that cheating?
Not similar, identical. Okay, see, you can take a program
It's
and
like line for line,
yeah,
variable for variable.
the
It's like
structure,
everything's like identical.
a program has a structure. Okay, the structure of the program, if it is identical with the variable names changed, that's a common way people cheat. They take a program and change the variable name because the name is supposed to be your own, and they think that that would become a new program. It doesn't. The structure matters. Exactly the way you wrote, the other person wrote it and changed the name, variable name, And that person changed when he changed the name, even in one place, he failed to change the name. And he has the same name as yours in one place. So that's sort of obviously a duplication and made a mistake of not changing one of the names. It was clear to me. I don't know how it happened. If you're saying you don't know who got it, well,
Because my thing is, right, if
yeah.
right, my logical thing is, right, okay, so you only have that I have it copied for the one question, but the rest isn't. So if I would be right, logically, right, if somebody were to cheat, why they only cheat off of the one question? That's my thing.
Then you get the 0 for the entire assignment. Yes, because
Okay, but like,
if one problem has been duplicated, then I don't know how many others were duplicated. Like some problems have just one number as answer. If those problems are duplicated, I cannot tell, right? So if one is duplicated, it is likely that others were duplicated. That's how I have to treat it.
okay, so even if I didn't send anything out or receive anything, just because it's similar, I got struck with that.
It's not similar, it's identical. You want to see that program? I can show it to you.
I do. I want to see Xavier Roja, whoever that
Yeah,
is.
yeah. He may not be the person directly copied from you. It may be somebody else, and then he or she passed on to others. That's how it happens. Several people have that. So let me take that one person's work and show it to you if you like. Hold on. I have to go to the blackboard. Which problem is that? The number 6?
Number 10, homework number 10.
Number 10. Uh,
Number 10, question 6 on 3.3.
Number 6 or 3.3. Okay. All right. Okay, look at this question 3.3. The else and if are supposed to be
Okay.
together, right? But they're broken into two separate lines, else if, and then current pay greater than 1,600. You also had current pay as the variable name.
Okay. I see now. I put new pay, current pay. He put new underscore.
Right.
Okay, I could see I could see the confusion in that. I could see it.
You see that is the exact same thing? That's what I'm talking about. Okay. So if you didn't give it to somebody, somebody stole it from you. I don't know who it is. I don't know how it happened, but I have to penalize everybody involved. I cannot find out who copied from who. I don't care. Everybody's punished.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's exact copy.
So and this happened. So my thing was similar to like multiple people, like multiple.
Multiple people copied, yes. And all of them
Okay.
got 0. You're not the only one. And I have to give 0 to everybody involved. That's it. I don't have, I don't want to find out who copied from who. Copying is wrong, and providing somebody the copy is also wrong. Exact same mistake and same penalty.
Okay, question, right? Let's say, for example, let's say, a question is really hard, right? And someone like looks it up, right? And they find the answer online. If they were to put that online answer into the thing, would that be cheating too?
Yeah, that'll be still cheating, getting it from online. I know this happened once before. A student went on a website and found the answer, because apparently there are these websites where you can post a programming question and they can answer you. And these people who are answering them are not professional programmers. They are either amateur programmers or students. Okay, and so don't trust those solutions. They're not always right. And so it happened to me once earlier. A student got it from online, and some others also got it from the same online. Yes, getting from online is also cheating. Okay, so
Okay.
yeah, that may be the case here, and it doesn't matter. And all of you get the same penalty. Okay, so don't get it from online. It has to be your own work. And
Okay.
all right, if you need help, you can find me. I'm willing to help, and hardly anybody is asking for my help, because they're all going to the other students to get the solution, and that's not going to work. Okay, so get started early next time, and if you have trouble, if you don't know how to do it, ask me. And if office hours is not good, you want another time, I'm willing to set up another meeting.
And
Okay,
you're holding office hours today at 2.
at 2, yes.
And could I find the Zoom link? You said you're going to email it, or should it be my email, you said?
What, the link?
The office hours Zoom link.
Office hours link is right there on the web. Let me show you. If you go to the Blackboard and go to the course announcement right there, all right, everything I send you as announcement is also here as announcement. All the things I send you in the past in emails, they're all announcements here. So if you go down this list, you will find see, this says link for Professor Kugiakoen's office hour right there. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, this is the link right here that you need to use. Okay,
Okay. Got it. Okay, that's all of my questions for today. I was just confused as to why I got that 0 and I didn't even send anything out. I was just confused about that. But it makes sense. It was identical. It makes sense. I
yeah,
don't know how, but
yeah,
yeah, it's fortunate for me. But
yeah. It
yeah,
is. And in the future, be careful not to make the same mistake, and ask for help when you need help. That can happen only if you start early enough. Everybody's waiting until last minute, to do the assignment. It's not going to work that way. So I only had one student turning it in earlier, and all the others turned in very last minute. So if you wait until last minute, there's no source of help you can get. Okay, so that's when you tend to go to others or other places. Next time, start early and ask for help from me. Okay.
yeah, because I don't really have help. I mean, like I have help, but like not from like people like in this class, but like I have a friend who
Yeah.
codes like on his own. Like he codes with Python, Java, C Sharp. So I ask him for help sometimes, he's like my only friend that I have that can relate the coding to me. So, I may ask him for help sometimes. Oh, like what's this? What do you think this is? So maybe, but he sometimes help me with someone else may have the answer too. Maybe, like
Yeah. Right. He may have helped the other person also.
no, but like that person doesn't go to like John Jay. He's just like my own like personal friend that I know who codes on his own.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm not going to try to figure out what happened here, but
Yes.
I showed you the program. It's identical, right?
Okay.
That's what matters to me. So anyway, in the future, just get help from me and avoid getting help from other sources, then you'll be safer.
Okay. Thank you. That's all my questions for today, sir. Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Professor,
Yeah.
hello. So I just what do you say? Do you have another class to attend or?
Uh, my next class is at 12:15, so I have some time. Yeah, go ahead.
So I just wanted to go over the switch statements.
Yeah.
The switch statements, like I still like I didn't get like if you could go over the one of the presentations, like one of the examples. I just wanted to get the structure of it, like just the meaning behind each line.
All right. So
The
you
the while switch.
the switch statement you want to see. All right. Let me see. So if I go to the lecture and take one of the examples, will that work?
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I just wanted to like explain through an example, like an example.
Okay. All right. 3.5 switch statement. All right. So this is the structure of the switch. So you write the word switch and then you write an expression and it'll evaluate that expression and it'll try to match it with these constants. Okay. So if it matches constant 3, for example,
Yeah.
it will do the statements next to the constant 3 and it will do the constant 4 statements and the default statements, everything below.
All right. So like one of the homeworks I was while I was drawing them. So like and when I look back at the answers in the back of the textbook, so like if if the constant 2, if that is true, and if case constant 1, like it is left blank. So when it's left blank, doesn't mean if the constant 2 is true, that it will execute constant 1.
No, so I look at this example here. M modulus 5, this was explained in class. M modulus 5 is the expression. And let's say M modulus 5 is 2, okay? Then it goes to case 2, right?
Yeah.
And case 2 has a blank, but remember if it goes to any case, it'll do all other cases below it. So this is blank means it'll go on to case 3, that's also blank, and it'll go on to case 4 and it'll do this.
Got it. So like so what if the C out like okay, never mind. I got that.
All right, that's
Also, one more thing is the loop statement. Like I just wanted to see the structure for that too.
loop.
Yeah, the loop, the while loop.
Okay, should I open that lecture?
Yeah, that's one of the examples.
Okay.
I was like really confused about it. That's why like I couldn't like participate today. Like
Yeah.
I didn't want to like just see someone's answer and just like write it out.
Okay, so you want to see
Yeah, the structure, like the yeah. So for this one, so like so the
let's go
what
to
I'm
this
yeah
is
good.
easier one. This will write all the numbers from 1 to 100 on the screen. Okay.
So the one that is like inside the bracket, the while.
Yeah.
Like I forgot the name. The okay, I forgot the name. So that gives the range of the numbers, right? The from inside the bracket, the while beside the while.
Inside the parentheses,
Yeah, inside the
select
parentheses.
100. Yeah, that sets the limit. N will go up to 100.
So like for any statement, we use that as the range of numbers, right? The limit of the numbers.
Yeah, but unfortunately, it's not always a condition that you write in the loop. It's not necessarily something like this.
Yeah.
Other conditions. So for now, yeah, in this problem, n goes from 1 to 100, and therefore your starting value of n is 1, and the condition is n is less than or equal to 100. Yeah, that's kind of straightforward. And then, so because n goes up to 100, n goes from 1 and goes up to 2, 3, 4, all the way to 100. So therefore, while n is less than or equal to 100, print the n and then increment the n. That's what
But like, why does the C out come before the like? Why does that come first? Like, that's why I'm confused. I like.
Okay, let me rearrange the lines inside the loop on my screen. Okay. and show you what happens. So if I write while n less than or equal to 100, and then write curly bracket n equal to n plus 1, and then see out, the program will work as a program, but then, are we going to get the results we want? That's a question we need to ask. So int n equal to 1 outside. So now let's see what happens. N is 1. So therefore, initially n less than 100 is true. You have to make sure n less than, the condition is true initially, so that the loop will start. So it is true. So it'll go on to this line and it'll increment n to 2. So n becomes 2 here, and then you're writing the n. So now you're writing 2 as the first number.
So it starts from 2.
Yeah. So that's the only mistake. We don't want to start at 2. We want to start at 1.
All right. But so like even if we put the C out first, doesn't mean like so even after the numbers that come after 2, would it still like, I don't get how it will be printed because C out comes in the beginning, right?
Yeah.
So once the C out statement is executed and then the end statement, then we store the new value in n. Like, don't we have to write C out again?
No. Let me go through this loop. The loop that is showing on the screen on the left side. I'm going to trace that loop, okay? And write the output. Okay, so here is the board screen where output would show up. I'm going to write the output. All right. You can see n equal to 1. N is 1 here, and this condition is true. So C out n and then space. That's going to be done, right?
Yeah.
So on the screen, I'm going to get 1, 1, and then a space. Okay. All right. After that, n changes to 2 here.
All right.
With that, it hits the curly bracket. It'll go back to the top and it'll check this condition. 2 less than 100 is true, right? So
Yeah.
see out the end. Now it's 2.
Okay, so that's how it goes. So like once the down state, like the n equal enters on the executed, it goes back again.
Back. That's why it's loop.
Oh, okay, I got it.
All right.
Because I was like thinking like it's just like a one-time statement. Like, I mean, that's not, yeah, that's what loop is. That's what it means. That's what loop is.
It repeats.
Gotcha. I got it.
Over and over. That's why, so it prints a 2 now, right? And then it changes to 3 here, right? With the 3, the condition is still true. So it's writing the 3 and the blank. So, see how it goes, right?
Got it. I got it. Yep.
Now, I also you need to worry about the ending. At the end, at some point, n becomes 100 right here. And then it hits the curly bracket. It goes to the condition n equal to 100. N is 100 now. So 100 less than or equal to 100 is true, right?
Yep.
So therefore, it's going to write the 100. You need to make sure it writes that last number.
Got it. So I mean, yeah.
Then it becomes 101. When it is 101, this condition is false, and now loop terminates. And so when it terminates, it has already written 1 through 100.
I got it. Yep. Now that makes sense. Like it makes much sense because I was like compared to like what we did in the beginning, because yeah, loop is a completely different concept. So I was like, why would C out come in the beginning? It should be coming in the last. All right, purpose. And also, yeah, so like the while condition, it should be like if it's false, it's obviously it won't execute, right?
Right. When it becomes false, loop terminates at that point. It won't
Got it. Purpose. And yeah. And like I just have a few more questions, but I would do that in the office hours.
Okay.
Because I just don't want to take more of your time. Right. And Professor, one more thing. Yeah. So like in the beginning, I was like using my phone to attend the class. So that's why I had to exit and I went back to my laptop.
Okay.
So you might have seen me entering the class like after a while. But yeah, I was there in the beginning. You could see the screenshot.
Are you Kristen Jacob?
Yeah, I'm Kristen Jacob.
Okay, yes. I did notice you entered the class later, but if you were there at the beginning, when I took the attendance at the beginning, then you are marked in.
Yep, got it, Professor. And thank you, Professor. Thank you for explaining.
welcome. Have a
Yeah,
nice
I'll see you today again. Have a
All
good
right.
one, sir.
Okay, I'll see you then.
Guys.